Welcome into another edition of Popcorn and Root Beer. My name is Steve, but I am not the star of the show today. My guests are Melissa and Michelle Macedo, two twin actors who have survived the twin acting beyond childhood. You have surpassed what Mary Kate and Ashley were able to do and the Sprouse twins, and you continue to act in the same movies,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
is so cool. How is that? We're just gonna dive right into it. How is that acting together on so many projects that two of which are currently out and about for people to start watching?
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
It's so cool because you can go on sometimes it's daunting to go on set for the first time. You're like meeting everyone and you're like trying to figure it out, but you always have a buddy with you. You always have someone to be run lines with you and it's so much more fun to work together.
yeah, it's like going to set with your best friend, and so you are, and also we watch each other's takes, and it's like, okay, how was that? Do you have
Yeah.
notes? Like, do you have that we'll always be honest with each other
Yeah.
about that stuff, and like, so it's super helpful. Like we have done things separately, but we're lucky enough that adult twin roles come up. So
Sure.
we've been lucky enough to be able to work together. It's so much better and easier.
It's just amazing. Like honestly, it must be like a twin superpower because if me and my like little brother worked together on anything, it would just end like even today I'd be like, all right, you need to like go away, like because it's
Yeah, that does have for sure. But I feel like we have each other's back, and also like we are part of the idea that if like one of us wins, then both of us win. So for example, like if one of us is going out for a role, and just if one of us gets it and books it, then it's a win for both of us. So I feel like you gotta be on the same team in your mindset, and we definitely get annoyed with each other. That is very true.
well, I mean that's only natural, right? I mean, I don't even think that would be exclusive to being like siblings. Like I'm sure on set just when the shoots get long, it can be like, "Oh my god, like, I just wanna be away from everyone
Yes,
for a minute or 2."
for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's amazing because it's like a summer camp vibe, and you're all in it.
Family, but along with a family comes like,
Right.
you know,
Enjoyed and being on set for
things.
long periods of time.
Yeah, without the pampering that these, major Hollywood productions get, like, there's not the big trailer that just for you, right?
No,
So
Totally,
it
no,
yeah.
definitely
um,
not.
so I wanna talk about, 2 films that you got going on. One is started its festival run, in Chattanooga, Night After Night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that and tell the people a little bit about it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. It stars Johnny Sibley, who's amazing. He's great. He, is in Hacks as well,
Yeah,
which
so basically the movie is him and Scott, the other incredible lead, work as security guards at night for this kind of mystery school, this mystery building. Um,
university.
Oh,
yeah,
love it.
in this university, you never well, I don't wanna I'm not gonna ruin anything.
Yeah, don't
But
give anything away.
and then every night at night, they see, a mute naked stranger. And, throughout the movie, like
But so
every
at night
night.
they see things that confuse them and that make them question their reality. So that's why it's like night after night. They have the night shift at this mysterious university where we're not like really sure what's going on. You're like, what is this place? What are they teaching people? It's an amazing building too. We shot it in Wyoming,
Oh,
and that's where
wow.
the director is from. Yeah. So
Yeah, so, we won't ruin it for you.
Please don't, because I'm excited when I get the chance when it comes to wherever I can actually watch it.
Yeah,
Whether it's a festival up here or a streaming service or a theater even. I'm
yeah,
very
for sure.
excited to see it. You are two movies out right now that are kind of circulating, both horror. Is that by
Mhm.
design? Are you both like all in on the horror genre? You're like that's just where I live, or is that just a happy coincidence?
That
Um,
we do love horror films. We love the supernatural. We are really into, that genre. It is just a happy coincidence. I think Twins can lend itself to horror sometimes.
yeah, and there's like a lot of like, well, there's twin roles and twin parts that are made, that are written into horror. And
Right.
then the movie we did, Thinestra, was actually the first time we played the same person. So that was a very interesting experience, that
Yes.
because it's never happened before. We've always just like played twins, and the thing is, as being twins, it's like there's this there's this expectation of owing sameness. I'm sorry, my cat is meowing.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, so it was a very cool experience playing the same person at different stages, like in, I'll just say, the story of the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got to check out the trailer and it gives vibes of like the substance almost, right? So we're seeing this rise of body horror kind of coming back, which is super exciting. But if you're playing the same person, that must be really really difficult because I'm sure while you're twins, you don't have the exact same acting style, you don't have the exact same mannerisms, but you had to
Totally.
find that lane to be like, this is how we have to play this character.
Yeah, absolutely, like, we worked with a movement coach, like, like, when you're twins as well, it's like we grew up kind of learning to complement each other in personality and in the way that we are, so, like, then to be expected to kind of, like, be the same person was quite a challenge, and we worked with a movement coach, we watched each other do scenes, obviously, we helped each other with the scenes, but to make sure that we had the same mannerisms, to make sure that, that there was a consistency among the characters. So it was a very cool experience. Yeah.
That is such a cool experience. Like I'm such a punk sometimes when it comes to it that if I had that opportunity, I would have done something that like my twin couldn't do and been like, "Well, figure it out," because I've now done this weird acting trick that like you have to do, like just bust out like a cartwheel or something and been like, "Well, like good luck." Um,
You
but
do it.
it's so cool. But beyond just starring in the Nestra, you seem incredibly willing to go above and beyond for your films to the point that you've composed
Mhm,
scores for the film. What is
mhm.
like first off, what can't you do in film, right? Because did you guys just show up to set and be like, you know what, we got like everyone just go home
Yeah,
because we'll
just
just
go home.
like
Yeah,
we'll
we
just
got
run this
this.
from here because that's a lot to take on
Yeah.
Yeah.
after
There's a
starring
lot
in the
of things
movie.
we can't do. Basically, those are the things. Music and acting
Yeah,
are
those are the 2
those
things
are the
we can
things.
do.
The 2 things.
Um,
But
no, it's awesome because obviously we are musicians and we're really into music, and I feel like they can lend themselves to each other so beautifully, and when you have, um, a movie like this, you can work and find really cool, dark, mystery within that music, and it was really fun because we do like that creepiness, we do like
Of
that,
course.
Christmas is all it takes place during Christmas, and it's also a time, of expectations of joy, and we wanted to like subvert that because in the movie anyway, that is, kind of the expectation that everyone is putting onto her. But yeah,
But yeah, we wanted to explore like the dark side of that. I mean, we love the dark side of,
we do.
anything. We're very into the supernatural, very
I love
into,
that.
I mean, even like the poster behind you, for example, like Danny Elfman is amazing. I mean, his
So
score is
good.
incredible. Um,
Incredible.
yeah. So, it's very inspiring to see other movies do that. And also with Night After Night, they had an amazing composer, Henry, who was at the festival with us. And also directed another movie. So it's like it's really cool to find the different creative outlets. And like if you can have more than one, then amazing. And during the strike, during COVID and stuff, it was super helpful to have music to kind of like work on and focus on
Right.
beyond.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was awesome. I it seems like critics are already loving Thinestra because here is a review from Cut to Take. It says Thinestra is one of the best horror pieces of the year. In fact, it is one of the best of the last decade.
Yeah, thank you, Cut to the Tape, I'll say that's amazing.
I mean, that is a
That's
that is quite the compliment when you think of what the
yeah,
last decade has put out in terms of horror. Like,
yeah, absolutely,
so
absolutely, and, when we were filming it, the substance was announced as just, like, an idea, so, like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, were did any ideas come from the substance?" And, like, absolutely not. It was kind of like part of the zeitgeist that the substance came out, before. I mean, we're an indie movie, so it took like longer to come out,
right,
but um, you know, that was just happenstance. And
right.
Fears. And I love that that's happening right now.
yeah, and like watching body horror is very hard. Like, I mean, if I'm sure like The Fly, for example, like
Yes.
classic body horror stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely having a moment right now, which, I mean, it's not why we made it. We didn't know that would be happening, but it's like I was so grossed out during filming it. I almost threw up actually in the prop toilet.
Oh
I had
wow.
prop toilet, so I was like,
Wow.
"Okay, then it's like then it's gonna have to be then we're gonna have to clean it up, and it's gonna be such a thing," and it's like I was actually really fighting actually vomiting. Yeah, and Melissa actually had to do a scene for me because I was
She was
like,
gonna vomit.
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that, like, when you're on a horror set, I'm like, because I'm like, do people ever get, like, scared on a horror set, or are they like, "Oh, this is, like, really gross," like, I'm, like, actually, like, physically grossed out? Like,
Yeah,
because watching
For
some of them are
sure.
really hard to, like, stomach. Um,
Right. And also you like see blood on you and you're like, okay, no, this is fake. But in your mind, it's also like, but it's real. Like it looks real.
right.
Like
yeah, you have to like really toe the line of like you also have to convince yourself that it's real in a way, and you have
Yeah.
to react to it as if it's real. It's very hard to yeah, it's
yeah,
very hard.
some it is scary. Like it is
Yeah,
scary in
oh
it
yeah, I get
because that
scared.
person will come out and they're like, whatever in a ghost, they look like a ghost or something. He's like, you really look like a
I
ghost.
Yeah.
mean, truly, like I was on the verge of vomiting that whole movie. So
Wow.
Yeah, me too.
You hear a lot of, like, horror stories from actors when they're like, "I spent X amount of time in the makeup chair." Was there a day for either of you or both of you that you were like, "Oh my god, I was in the chair for, like, 4 5 hours just getting ready to go?"
yeah,
Yes.
Melissa had to
I
a
was I had
monster
a lot
version of our character, and
because
they
yeah.
got custom made contact lenses that actually have donuts in them, like, if
Oh,
you
wow.
so
Like the design.
he had to be very heavily in the makeup chair, which
I would say that every day.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and the makeup artists were amazing as well, and they did such a good job that, at one festival, there was actually, like, a doctor, a dermatologist that was like, "Did you use animal fat? Because that looked very real. That looked like real fat," but it was a mixture of other things, and I was like, "Oh my god, I would have been even more grossed out if it was animal fat
Yeah,
oozing."
that would've been
You
gross.
know?
That would've been
Yeah,
gross.
yeah,
So, like I said, so I watched the trailer, and I know, I'll let you go on this because it's something that I want to know, and then anyone who's seen the trailer will probably want to know which one of you got to say the line of because it's a horrifying trailer, and then right at the end, one of you is pressed up against a wall of donuts. Who got to cry out that they love glazed donuts?
I that was me, that was me. I got to cry out about my love of glazed donuts.
It was a great way to end it because it stuck, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's a great trailer move is to be like something that I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, because
Yeah,
it made it so memorable. So I was like, "I wonder which one of them got to say that because
yeah.
I would have been jealous if I didn't." but I
Yeah,
guess I guess
totally,
you got to have goop and yeah,
totally.
you got
And
to have the
I
goo.
did eat a lot of donuts. I did eat
Did you?
donuts, and
Were
I
you just like
yeah.
you didn't have, like, the spit bucket? You were just like, "Alright, I'm just gonna eat
They
donuts."
gave me a spit bucket, but I ate them all. I didn't spit
Glazed donuts
I
are
do yeah, we
fantastic.
love glazed donuts.
They are fantastic. I don't know if I could do a spit bucket, I'll be honest with you. I think I'd be like,
Yeah,
"That's gross, I'm not
it's
doing that."
gross. It's gross.
Like, I'd
It
rather
it's
just be full.
like spitting up your food, so I
It's like a
yeah.
donut, like, I'm not gonna like, no. I'll just eat the
I know,
donut.
yeah. Then it grosses you out because then you have to just keep eating it and then, like, keep
Spitting
spitting
it
it out.
out,
I mean,
yeah.
people do that for sure. It does gross me out, so I just ate the donuts.
Yeah. Well, I do wanna thank you both for being here, and I do wanna let you go with this because we talked before the show that you both also were in Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, directed by H.
Yeah,
Alberto, Max Paleo, and, oh my god, I'm
Reese.
blanking on Reese Gonzalez
Yes.
were the
Yeah.
stars of that one. What was that like, you both were fans of the book, I'm assuming, going in?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
What was it
Yeah.
Yeah,
like filming
absolutely.
that? Because I 'Cause I'm asking as a fan, because 'cause I'm such a
Yeah,
fan of the
I
Yeah.
book,
mean,
such a fan of the movie.
it was such an honor to get that, and it was such an honor to be on the set with such incredible people like Veronica Falcon and
Eugenio
Eugenio
Derbez.
Derbez,
Yeah.
and, I mean, we were just, like, so excited to be there for the, time that we were there. It was so cool. I mean,
And it's
everybody was
cool.
great. It's
Yeah,
a beautiful
everyone was
city.
great. It's cool to work on something. It's like, everyone was in the Latino community and everybody knew, right, that all this homophobia within, and older generations and coming of age and the newer generation. And I thought they were just beautifully told the story.
So
Like,
well.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
Unbelievable.
well. It was
yeah, we were
like we
honored to
said, we
be
were
a part of it.
sobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was when I first heard that it was, like, gonna be made, I was so nervous because the book is so beautiful, and I'm like, "How is
I
this
I
gonna
know,
know.
translate? How is this gonna feel?" And
I know.
it was like watching it come to life. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I think
I
they
So,
know.
did a great job. They did a great job. I mean, like, and Lin-Manuel Miranda produced and Eva
yep.
Longoria as well, and she was in it, and
Yeah, it was
I
great.
think they did a really good job, and it translated really well.
Yeah. We need more Eva Longoria in
Yeah,
the
We do.
world. Like, just
always.
I know.
put her right in everything. Um,
Yeah,
Yeah,
throw
well
her in
seriously.
anything.
Yeah. Melissa, Michelle, thank you so, so much for being here with me today. Please, everyone who's listening to this, go watch Thinestra. It is currently on Tubi, Amazon, or Apple TV, basically anywhere you get your streaming. It is available to watch. And I am so excited to go watch it. And now that I know who is who, I'm gonna be like on the lookout
Yeah,
for sure. So thank
yeah.
you both again so much for being here. Uh, for
Thank you.
for myself, for Melissa, for Michelle, that's a wrap.